Daled Mishnah Ches. Now we're beginning to start coming to some intricate dinim. This Mishnah is basically a simple Mishnah, but again, it's the last din in the Mishnah, the third one, which has the twist, the interesting one, the interesting element to it. Let's do it. Sholosh mitzvahs, there are three types of beds. The first one is the most easy, the easiest dinim in the Mesechta. It's your classic bed, Rasuya l'shchiva, a bed made for lying on. Tamei midras is Tamei midras. Well, that is your classic keli, which is made for shchiva and yeshiva. That's easy. Next one, shel zagogin, a glass manufacturer. People who make glass kelim. Tamei tamei meis. They use this bench to arrange to put their kelim. Maybe after they're hot and they need to cool down, so they arrange all their glass bowls and whatever on the table. Such a bed, of course, is not made for lying on. It's tamei tamei meis under the normal rules of, for instance, a shulchan. It's a pshute klei eitz, and therefore we know pshute klei eitz of tables on a couple to midrabanon. However, the one of the glass, not so poshut. If it's a real pshute klei eitz, it wouldn't be deemed to be a mishamish odom and a mishamish misham shov shel odom. It's only used to put the kelim on. Therefore, it should actually be tar under the rules of a real klei eitz poshut. The Mefarshim say this table actually has a small frame round, has little walls round the outside, so it's actually got a base kibble to stop the glass pieces falling off. Therefore, it's your classic case of a klei eitz with a base kibble, and it's tamei tamei meis. But it's the last case which is the most interesting in this Mishnah. V'shol sarogin tahora miklum. Sarogin are people who weave, who plait nets, lace. They have a frame, a stand, and over which they drape their net or their netting, and they weave and plait over using this frame. Now, if this frame is made out of wood, it's the chayra poshut, it's not makabel tumah. It's a pshute klei eitz, not made for sitting on. It's not makabel because it's a poshut, and it's not mishamshei odom and mishamshei mishamshov shel odom. So it's poshut, it's tahor. However, it seems from the Rishonim, especially from the Rambam, that this is not the analysis in this Mishnah. It goes further than that, because if the analysis would just be the normal analysis of a pshute klei eitz, then the din would be, if this mitzvah shel sarogin, for instance, would be made out of metal, then you would say, well, of course, metal doesn't have the rule of poshut and kli poshut and kli kibble. Therefore, under that rule, the metal bed would always be makabel tumah, because under the rules of metal, as long as it's a kli, it's makabel tumah. However, the Rambam writes that the reason why the bed of sarogin is tar meklum is because it's just not a meshamish. He uses this reason many times. What the Rambam is saying here is there are certain functions of kelim where the function is so, in a way, unimportant that it just doesn't qualify at all to be a keli. What he means is, we've had this, for instance, the beginning of the Perek, where we had ditas or rabin, a toy, just used for ornamental purposes, just to wave around. Or you're going to have the same thing at the end of Mishnah Gimel, an embroidered beged, which you just put on the wall like a tapestry. Where the function of the keli is just to look at, or to lean on, or for instance it's used as a cover to protect something, that sort of function isn't a function which is choshev enough to be called a tashmish odom at all. And this type of bed, which is just used as a support and a stand, being a support and a stand, is not a choshev, a tashmish, and therefore even if this bed would be made out of matches, it would not be makabel tumah, because it fails to have the chashivas of a tashmish, which is necessary to be called a kli. And that's pshat in this Mishnah Ches, which Mitzvah Shem will lead us now to Mishnah Tes, and more interesting Mishnayos later on.